All right, folks, we are joined by Chad Johnson. He is a deputy harbormaster for the City of Gloucester, retired from the U.S. Coast Guard, and former linebacker for the Gloucester High School Fighting Fishermen. How you doing, Chad?
I'm good, Corey. How are you?
Great, man. All right, so obviously the temporary closing of the marinas and the ramps, et cetera, was big news a couple of weeks ago, and now they've been relaxed. City of Gloucester is opening up. So can you kind of walk us through that process and what you guys are going to anticipate now?
Yeah, so the mayor's office made the decision to close, along with the Board of Health, to close the boat ramps, just to give us some time to get a policy in place and maybe train some people on those policies. We've worked, with the Board of Health and the mayor's office to get those policies up. And now it seems that the state has kind of adopted a lot of those policies. They were out there. We talked to other communities what they were doing. The biggest message for us is, still practice safe distance. Advisory still in effect. With that said, we know people are going to get out. We know people are anxious to get out. The beaches are busy with walkers. The boulevard's busy with walkers. And the boat ramps are the safest place to launch boats. That's why they're there. So Board of Health did release that closure on yesterday morning. So all the boat ramps in Gloucester are open. Marinas is a different story. We don't have marinas as far as the city goes. Obviously, the City of Gloucester has a lot of marinas, but those are covered in the governor's essential and non-essential list. So recreational marinas are still covered under the non-essential and to be closed. You can have fuel docks open. You can have commercial vessels can be launched and run out of marinas. So we'll see where that goes as far as leading that up. I would think, come the 18th, we'll have more guidance. And it is early. It's early for the boating season. We really don't get too busy until, Memorial Day weekend and going up. And it's all also weather driven. I mean, the sun's out today, but it's still pretty chilly out to be out on the water.
I'm just wondering, because everyone feels so cooped up from the last 6 weeks. If it's like, 65 and sunny on Sunday, see ya, we're going out.
Right. Yeah. So, and we're anticipating the first nice day that people are going to want to get their boats in the water and go for a ride. And launching the boat's pretty safe as far as social distancing. We're encouraging, obviously, boating with your family members that you're in the house with. No rafting up along other boats. But other than that, safe distancing and boating, you're already there. If you're not safe distancing boating, there's other issues we got going on. But we're no rafting on the beach, Wingasheet Beach, no rafting up there. Make sure you're still practicing all the safe hygiene. Bring your hand sanitizer with you. Bring your mask with you in case you're going to come close to people. The boat ramp is pretty easy to safe distance there. You launch on one side, recover on the other. There's really not much interaction. There's no interaction with ramp attendees. We usually don't man the ramp until Memorial Day weekend anyway. So there's a drop box down there for that thing.
Gotcha. Hey, so Chad, how confusing was it for folks to figure out what is owned by the city and then owned by the state?
Yeah, we know because we have a good partnership with the state of what the state, at the end of the day, the major boat ramps are state boat ramps. And we have a good partnership with the state, and they're very generous as far as funding things. We got brand new docks last year down at the high school boat ramp. They put a new L on there so we can facilitate more boats launching and safely. And other than that, the city doesn't have any city-owned boat ramps. There are a couple private marinas that have boat ramps on them in East Gloucester. But the major boat ramps that we have, the high school Dunfudgeon being the biggest, one of the busiest in the state. There's also Jones Creek, Stone Pier in West Gloucester, Lanes Cove in Lanesville, and County Landing is actually that's the name of the landing between the tavern and the boulevard. That's a state-owned pier. Ramp and Corliss Landing off of Apple Street.
Right. So let me ask, I just want to know what your work schedule has sort of been like for the last 6 weeks or so. So it's just been commercial fishing boats out there for the most part.
Well, we're still this is our kind of busy time as far as getting moorings ready, getting docks ready, getting ready for the season and preparation. So it's been busy because we're practicing social distancing. You know, we have a small temporary office right now over at the Veterans Center. So we're only one person in the office at a time. So we got to work around the schedule of that, and then getting the work done. It's usually a couple guys on the boat on top of each other doing work, and we're not doing that. So things are a little slower. So it seems busier, but we don't want to get behind and have any bans lifted and the boating season become upon us, and then we're not ready. Because once this is over, we're going to have to be welcoming visitors in, and for everything, for the economy, for the city itself, and I think we got to really promote that. So we need to be ready.
Can I just ask a clarifying question? So you said the state has declared marinas non-essential. So,
yes, that's on the governor's list.
Right. So they are closed.
Yes.
So those marinas you just listed, those state marinas, are they?
Oh, no, those are state boat ramps.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, good. All right.
I'm sorry.
So the marinas could you name the marinas that are closed actually?
I can't name them all, but I can name the big ones. Cape Ann Marina being the biggest marina we have in the city. Gloucester Marina is right on the other side of the train bridge. Beacon Marina, Browns Marina, East Gloucester Marina, Yankee Marina. Those are privately owned, majority recreational marina. Now, a lot of the marinas do have commercial vessels there also. Cape Ann Marina has a few commercial vessels. So they are allowed to be in the water at the marinas.
Commercial.
And they are allowed to do repairs to commercial vessels, and fueling stations are open.
Okay. So really I'm guessing the critical, difficult moment in terms of social distancing is the fueling, like touching the handles of the gas pump.
In the Cape Ann Marina, for example, Cape Ann and Browns, for example, you're right, you are touching stuff, but both of those have a dock tenant in that you don't have to touch anything. They do everything. It's like going to Flanagan's. They pump your gas for you. So that's, to me, seems a little bit less risky than everyone touching the same fuel handle and fuel pump. But they also have procedures too, as far as wipe downs and all that. Sanitization after each one.
Mm-hmm.
Chad, has there been any issues with out-of-state boaters?
So out-of-state boaters are not authorized because of the governor's 14-day quarantine advisory. So you can't roll in from out of state and launch. And that's the only reason why. Normally there's no, out-of-state boats are welcome, but due to the 14-day quarantine restrictions, we are refusing out-of-state boats. And not anyone in the state of Mass can come.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I have another question, Chad, a little off topic, but what is the status of all the dredging going on right now?
The dredging is it's done for the season. It ended February. They will come back for a little piece of the Blimmin Canal next season. Very short time. They did a great job. The main river, the Annisquam River, is dredged, Corliss Point, all the way around. They dug a lot of the river out. It's back to its original depth of mean low water at 8 feet, and the width is going to be noticeable to a lot of people too, because it did widen in a lot of spots.
Cool. Do you have anything else, Heather?
I have one more question. So you mentioned that there's no rafting where the boats come up and attach to each other and sort of hang out, right? So in the summer, we know that's a really popular thing to do. And if this, the social distancing orders stay in place, will you guys be policing that? And will there be fines imposed?
I'm not sure as far as fine. We haven't discussed finance, and we will police it starting now. We will and by policing it, you know, just advising people. We're not, I
Okay.
mean, we also want to maintain our safe distance and, you
Right.
know, unless it's an emergency, we're not going to be quickly to get close to somebody to let them know. But we will let them know, hey, that's not advised right now to raft up, and you know, please separate. I'm hoping there's not going to be a problem with that. I think as long as people realize that, hey, we're going to boat safely and do it right, not break the rules. Because the caveat with the Board of Health reopening our boat ramps was at the bottom. If you read the thing, it does say they have the right, and they do have the right, to shut them down at any point if the social distancing or the or things worsen and they don't like the way it's operating. They can reclose the boat ramps, and we don't want that to happen. I think people are going to do the right thing.
Yeah. Well, great stuff, Chad. It was cool checking in with you, and maybe we'll follow up with you in a week or two just to see how people are behaving and how things are flowing out there.
Absolutely, Corey. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Take care.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.